Here we are in section R-3 with the solutions to 12 through 25. Here the instructions say round to the nearest tenth, and that has a TH on the end. So the tenth is this place right here. So we're going to look at the 4, and it's less than a 5. So this is closer to 42.1 than 42.2. So 42.1 is where it will round to. Number 13. 0.47937, the 10th place is the first one after the decimal, so we'll look at the 7 to see if it affects the 4, and yes, this is bigger than a 5, so between 0.4 and 0.5, it is closer to 0.5. Number 14, 13,693.639, the nearest 10th. 10th place is here. Watch out, it is not that one. It's not the 9, that is the tens place, so don't do that one. The 10th place is this, so we look at the one behind it, and that's a 3, which means that we are not halfway, more than halfway to 0.7, so we will round to 0.6. So that is 13.69, nope, 13 comma 693.7 as the nearest 10th. And then the last one on this one, 284.359432, the nearest 10th. That right there is the 10th place, and we hit 5, which means we just passed the halfway mark to 284.4. 284.4 is what we're closest to. Great. The next one, number 16, has different instructions. It says round to the nearest 100. Notice there is no TH on that. So we are at the hundreds place, which is over here, the ones, tens, hundreds, and behind the decimal it goes tenths, hundredths. So we are looking right here, and so this 7 has to bump that up to 10. Oh my word, so we are past, we're more than 950, so we're up to the next 1,000 actually. So 24,000 is the nearest 100 because this had to go to a 10. All righty, number 17, the nearest 100. So we underline the hundreds place, and we look right there, and we're like, 5,650 would be the midway point between 5,600 and 5,700, and the 7 says we're more than halfway there, so it's 5,700. Number 18, 149.99. If we look right here, this is the hundreds place, and so we look right there. We have not yet gotten up to 150. So we're not closer to 200, so this stays down at 100, which kind of makes sense. Between 100 and 200, 150 is a halfway mark, and it's not here. We didn't make it to the halfway mark to kick it up to round to 200. But you'll notice if you tried rounding ahead of time, certainly you'd round this to 150, and then you'd round that to 200, which shows the danger in double rounding. This number is actually closer to 100 than it is to 200. All right, next one, number 19, 3,499,599.99. Here's the hundreds point right there. So we look at the 9. Yes, it puts it up, and yes, we're right next to 3,499,600. Indeed. Okay, now we're going to write each fraction down here as a percent, which means we're going to go from a fraction to a decimal to a percent. So this one we're going to divide in our calculator and then move the decimal 2 places. And that's going to be 2 places to the right to create a percent. So we punch in our calculator, 22 divided by 25, and we get 0.88. That's the decimal. Move it 2 places, and we get 88%. Good. Now number 21, 23 out of 30. Let's pull up the calculator here and type in 23 divided by 30, and it gives us 0.76666 on forever. If we move it 2 places, we get 76.6 going on forever percent, or if you wanted to say 76.7%, that would round it to the nearest tenth of a percent, and that's a very common place. Out in the real world, they might round it to 77%, which is perfectly fine. Okay, number 22, 3/50. So we take 3 divided by 50 in the calculator, and you get 0.06. 0.06, move it 2 places, and we get 6%. And you can kind of see that this is 6 in the hundredths column, and that's what means per cent, dividing by 100. Okay, number 23, we have 7/4. 7 divided by 4 gives us 1.75. And so if we go 1, 2, we get 175%. 3 divided by 1 is just 3. The decimal place is right here, so we got to go 1, 2 places, got to put zeros in there. So this is going to be 300%. You're like, what? How does that make any sense? Well, just like number 23, if you got 7 out of 4 on a quiz, that'll give you 175%, like definitely over 100%. Same thing. There was 1 point possible and you got 3 right. You got 3 times 100% on the quiz. All right, and then we have for the last one, 3/5. So 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. And we have to go 2 places. 2. That means it's 60%. Notice how that's different than this one up here. This guy was 6%, and this one is 60%, a 0.6. You have to go 1, 2 places to get 60%. Good.